Time for another Mark's Comic Call, y'all. Hey guys, I'm late again, and I apologize. Very late on the new This Week comics. Went to a convention over the weekend, and I did pick up some books there, which I'm going to show you. But I do have new This Week stuff from last Wednesday. I realize it's very late now, but you might see some stuff in there that you overlooked, so you never know. A couple of variant covers that are kind of cool. And then also, I got I got some cheap books from the convention, and then at Louisville Comics they had just put out some books that had not been like priced or gone through, and I was able to pick out some stuff from there, so I'll show you some of that stuff too. It's, you know, kind of like a mix of new this week books from last week, and then convention books that I picked up, and then I guess private collection, I guess you could call it, books that I picked up. Anyway, if you guys are new to this channel, my name is Mark Walters. I do this thing called Mark's Comic Call, y'all. I mostly show off new books, but occasionally you will see some older stuff. Hope you guys enjoy it, and if you do, please do me a favor and like and subscribe down below. I would very much appreciate it. I also run the Dallas Comic Show. We've got another event coming up August 21st and 22nd. We've got some really cool people coming to that. I just booked Greg LaRocque. He has never done a Dallas show before. Greg, of course, is well known for his work on Power Man, Iron Fist, Legion of Superheroes, The Flash. Lots of really cool stuff, and I'm really excited about having him at the show. I can't wait to have him there. I think it's going to be really cool. All right, so let's get into comics, and we'll start with new this week, and I'll try to go through this relatively quick because I'm sure you guys have probably already... Oh man, I'm shaking the camera there. Sorry about that. I've got my box too close to the table. So, okay. So, this actually came out, what was it, I say last week. These books are from last week. Okay, so this would have been the week before, but it was Batman Urban Legends #5. I just got another copy of the Yoon cover, really hot cover. A lot of people are looking for this. I guess stores didn't order very many of them, so it's kind of a hot book right now. Catwoman #33. This is a Jenny Frison cover. Had to get that, of course. Just a beautiful cover. Got two of those. Nightwing #82. The Mystery of Melinda Zuko. Pretty cool cover on that one. Nightwing's starting to heat up. Like, a lot of people are starting to kind of go back and pick those up. They're going into multiple printings. Superman Red and Blue #5. I only picked this up because it's an Art Adams cover, and I pick up anything Arthur Adams does. And it's very interesting because it's just that Superman Red and Blue coloring and Art Adams artwork. Really detailed if you look at it up close. Now, I was actually going to pass on that because I haven't been picking up every issue of Superman Red and Blue, but it's Art Adams, so I had to. Captain Marvel #30 came out this week. I did not pick up the regular cover, but I did manage to get the variant cover. I believe this is a 1 in 25. It's by Terry and Rachel Dodson, and I think it's a 1 in 25. I'm pretty sure it's a 1 in 25. It might be a 1 in 10, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I thought it was a really cool cover, so I wanted to get that. Guardians of the Galaxy #16, The Last Annihilation. I thought this was an awesome cover, and I have been picking up Guardians, so interested to see what's going on here. And then this is the variant, which is done to look like one of those old romance comics. And I thought that was pretty cool, so I grabbed a couple of those. I don't think retailers ordered too heavy on this one. I mean the variant, that is. So I grabbed two of those just to be safe. Okay, so let's keep going. Sorry, bear with me. Okay. A lot of books. Marauders #22. This was purely a covered buy for me. Gerald Perel. I just thought it was a really gorgeous cover. Man, I am getting a crazy glare. Sorry about that, guys. The sun is coming up. I have been up all night. The sun is coming up, and it's coming through the blinds, and it's giving me crazy glare. Anyway, this is a Gerald Perel cover. There you go. That's not so bad if I do it like that. Really sexy, beautiful cover. So yeah. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 28. This is the Captain America 80th anniversary cover. This is kind of a hot cover this week. A lot of people are picking this one up. They're doing a whole series of these Captain America 80th anniversary covers. I don't know if any of them are going to lead anywhere, but you never know. Moon Knight, number 1. This is definitely a hot book of the week. This is the Steve McNiven cover A. The Dell'Otto. Yeah, Dell'Otto. I don't know if this is cover B or... There's so many different covers for this book. The Gist variant. I actually really like this one a lot. I thought this was one of the best of the variants. This is the Zafino. Another really nice cover. You know, I love Moon Knight, and I would have picked this up no matter what, but just all these variant covers, I kind of wish they had just done like a couple and been done with it, or saved some of these for like future issues. This is the Scotty Young variant. It's kind of cute. This little baby Moon Knight. Anyway, got one of those. This is the Todd Nauck Headshot variant. Got a couple of those. This is the Captain America 80th anniversary variant cover. I really like this cover a lot. I was tempted to actually buy multiples of this just because I thought it was such a nice variant. But I had to cut back because I'm just spending too much on comics. This is Phage, number 1, spin-off from Carnage, Venom, and this is the Scotty Young variant. And yeah, I like this a lot. This is fun. But I'm not picking up the like cover A's for Phage. I just got that one, and then I did pick up hang on. Oh God, so many books. No! Work with me, comic books. I haven't even had time. I've been so busy, I haven't had time to like tape up the tops of these. I managed to get them in Mylar. This is the 1 in 10 David Nakayama design variant for Phage, number 1. Now, interesting story. One store I went to had this marked up to $10. Another store I went to just had these out on the shelf for cover price, and I kind of wish I had picked up a few extras for cover price. I may swing back and see if they still have them on the shelf. I don't know. They had a bunch of them. So, this is Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Darth Vader number 14. This is the Headshot variant by Kelman Coley. I've been picking up some of these Headshot variants. Not all of them. I did manage to get my hands on Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Jabba the Hutt number 1, and this features a new bounty hunter. This is cover B. This was a hot cover this week because this is a new character. She's on the cover. There actually is like 3 or 4 different variant covers for this book, and there is a 1 in 25, which I think is going pretty hot right now. But this cover B, which is just an open order variant, is also pretty hot right now. So if you can get your hands on one of these, I would grab it if you can. I lucked out and managed to get a few of them, but it wasn't easy. I'll just say that. Okay, hang on. Let me get my next batch ready here. Okay. Man, too many books this week. Just too many books. Or last week, I guess I should say. X-Men Legends number 5. So there were multiple variant covers for this book. This is the Todd Nauck puzzle piece variant. As you can see, they're all puzzle pieces. And I just thought this was the coolest cover, so I grabbed that one. There's another one that's kind of similar to that, but I can't remember who did it. Oh, they still had this on the shelf, and I was really kind of surprised when I saw it. And I don't know if I got this cover or not. I think I did. But this is Barbaric #1, first printing, and it's the Conan the Barbarian tribute cover. So I went ahead and grabbed, even if I already have it, just having an extra copy. This book seems like it's picking up some heat. By the way, I'll give a shout out to my friend Ron Killingsworth at brainycomics.com. They have a really cool variant for Barbaric by Tone Rodriguez. I don't know if they still have any, but if they do, you might want to grab one. New book out from IDW called Bermuda, and this is the retailer incentive 1 in 10 Nick Bradshaw variant. And the price they had on this was pretty cheap, so I grabbed it because I do like Nick Bradshaw, and the book looks interesting. And I believe Nick Bradshaw also does the interior art on that as well. Yeah, he does. It's written by John Layman. This is the cover I really wanted. This was the Bermuda #1, 1 in 25 Arthur Adams variant. And I thought I would not get this because evidently from what I'm hearing, stores sold out. There were 2 different Arthur Adams variants. There was this one, which is 1 in 25, and then I think there's a Virgin variant, which is 1 in 50, but same cover. So anyway, I was very happy to get that because I do love me some Art Adams. This was a big book of the week. Mom, Mother of Madness, written by Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones, with artwork by Marguerite Bennett. This is cover A. Now on these books, you got to look carefully because if you look on the spines, I noticed you see that little white right there, and then also up here. Almost every single one of these spines has some kind of weird damage on it, I noticed. Got a couple of these. But look on the spines, look on the back at the top of the spine, because I saw a lot of damaged copies of these books. So that was cover A. This is cover B by Jen Bartel, and this seemed to be the hottest of the regular variants that they did. This was the one that seemed to be selling out first everywhere I went. It's a $5.99 book, so I think retailers didn't order quite as heavy as maybe they normally would have had it been cheaper. But plus the fact that there's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 different variant covers, because there's also a blank cover, or actually 2 different blank covers if I'm not mistaken. Hang on one second. This is, oh man, so many books. I gotta get this straightened out here. Okay. Okay, this is cover C. I cannot remember. Is this Marguerite Bennett? I can't remember who did this one. But this is cover C. I just grabbed one of these. Or, yeah, just one of those. Okay, so that's it for Mom, Mother of Madness. That's all I grabbed for that. Radiant Black, number 6. I believe this is cover A. There is a cover B. I did not like the other cover. This I thought was the better of the 2. It's just really kind of plain. Speaking of Arthur Adams, Skybound X, number 3. This is the Art Adams Rick Grimes 2000 cover A, I believe, is what they call this. Pretty cool. A lot of stuff going on here. Art Adams is just killing it, man. He's turning in all these great covers. And then I did get my hands, I went ahead and splurged on the 1 in 25. It's the Art Adams black and white variant. And the price wasn't too crazy on it. With my discount at the store that I go to, it actually came out to be pretty reasonable. This was a book I almost missed. I almost didn't buy it, and then I saw it was really hot, And I went back to the store, and thankfully they still had a couple copies of it, so I was able to pick it up. But this is Star Wars The High Republic Adventures number 6. This book's really hot right now because it introduces 2 new characters, and I guess it was kind of under-ordered, so if you can get your hands on a copy, grab that book. I managed to get a hold of a couple, but I very easily could have missed it. This was purely a cover buy. This is Vengeance of Vampirella number 20, the Ben Oliver variant cover. And the only reason I picked this up, other than the fact that it's Ben Oliver, Dynamite comics almost always are damaged when they show up. I don't know if it has to do with the printing process or what it is. The paper's kind of cheap. This copy's pretty perfect, so I went ahead and grabbed it because it was in such great shape. The Walking Dead number 19. I picked up 2 different covers. This is the Milton. This is the Walking Dead Deluxe number 19. So this reprints the first appearance of Michonne. And I picked up the Milton cover, which I thought was really nice. This seems to be the one that everybody wants right here. It's just a gorgeous cover. And then I also picked up the Arthur Adams variant cover. Arthur Adams killing it this week, making that money, making that paper. Go Art Adams. All right, so those were all the new this week books that I picked up. While I was out, I did go to Louisville Comics, which is a relatively new store I've been telling you guys about. So I've got a few things from there I'm going to show you guys real quick, and then I'll show you some of the books I picked up at the convention I went to over the weekend. I'll tell you about that. Sorry guys, I got something in my eye. I don't know if an eyelash went in my eye or what. I'm not crying. I'm not getting emotional about this. Anyway, alright, so Marvel previews, I always pick it up. Inferno number 1 featured on that. And then on the back you've got Amazing Spider-Man 14. Always grab those Marvel previews. You never know if something's going to be big in there. And then DC Connect, I Am Batman. Okay, so Louisville Comics, they have a room in their shop where they have back issues. And what they do, it's kind of interesting. They don't have price tags on the front of the books. They have color-coded stickers on the back of the books. And then they have a chart, and it says if it's this color, it's this much. If it's this color, it's this much. And there's like 5 different tiers. So I think it's like $1, $3, $5, $7, and then I think the highest tier is like 10. So it's kind of interesting in a way. Like you could basically shop in your price range without having to check the price tags and whatnot. But the last time I went in, they had put out a couple of big long boxes. They had like about 5 long boxes, and they hadn't sorted through them yet. So Matt, who's the store manager, said, look through there, see if there's anything you want. I'll cut you some deals, you know. And I was like, hey, sounds good to me. So I picked out a few things and got a really great deal. He was really nice to me on the price on these books. I'll tell you what I got them for when it's all over. Also, Matt throws in Walking Dead. This is just the 25-cent comic. He always throws those in the bag. I think that's really cool. You know, I mean, anytime you can get a free comic book, you know, even if it's a quarter comic. So I grabbed, I think I showed you guys on my last haul, Silver Sable 4 and 5. I picked up, this is Silver Sable on the Wild Pack number 1 with the foil cover by Stephen Butler, who's going to be at Dallas Comic Show. I've got several copies of this book, but I'm always happy to get more. Silver Sable number 2, and this, every one of the books that I pulled out of the boxes that Matt had out look like they just came off the press. Like, I mean, they were in really bad bags, but when I took the books out, they looked brand new. This is number 3. So now I have 1 through 5, and I can get Stephen Butler to sign those at Dallas Comic Show on August 21st, 22nd. Okay, the rest of these I've managed to rebag. So this is interesting. This is Action Comics number 644, and there's a very big significance to this book as far as I am concerned. So I didn't get into comics until, well, really the summer of 1990 was when I got into it. I was in high school, and Tim Burton's Batman had a big influence on me, and so I kind of got into comics really hard and heavy. But 2 years before that, or a year or so before that, I bought one comic book off the grocery store shelf, and it was this comic book right here. And I bought it because the cover I just thought was so cool. You've got this evil doppelganger Superman, just this dark evil Superman, and that's artwork by George Perez. And I just absolutely adore this cover. And so anytime I can find this book, I always buy it. And this copy is, like I said, like it just came off the press. So very happy to get this back in my collection, even if it's not a newsstand. Still very happy to have another copy, and especially one that's in that nice shape. This is Action Comics Annual number 2, first appearance of the Eradicator. I love the Eradicator. It's one of my favorite characters in Superman lore, one of my favorite storylines to go through Superman, and I actually own the cover to the trade paperback, which is called Eradication. Kerry Gamble did the cover for it, and I'll have to show you guys that cover sometime. It's really cool. Very happy to get this. It's a book I've had before, but I don't think I've had a copy this nice. Again, this copy looks like it just came off the printer, and that is Captain America number 193. This was the return of Jack Kirby to Captain America after a very long hiatus. Kirby did the first several issues of the Silver Age Captain America when they started it with 101, and then he left, and I think Gene Colan and Sal Buscema did a lot of the issues, and then Kirby returned with 193, and when Falcon was part of the mix here, and he did several issues, and so this was his first issue back. So this is a bit of a collectible issue. It's a nice issue to have. It doesn't go for a ton of money. But I would actually recommend, if you can get your hands on this book, it's because it's not super expensive, get it, because it's a nice book to have. This is a book I was extremely happy to get for a variety of reasons, but I just recently set up at a show, and I had this book, and I had put it in my dollar boxes. And the reason I put it in there was because the copy was kind of like fine to very fine. It wasn't perfect shape, but I didn't realize when I put it in there what it was. And the guy that bought it from me bought it for $1. And after I realized what it was, I wish I hadn't sold it, because I would have liked to have kept it in my collection. Well, I got this copy, which looks mint, and it basically Matt charged me $1 for it. So now I have it back in my collection, and I basically paid exactly what the other guy paid to buy it off of me. And this is Captain America 208. I don't know if you guys know what this is. This is another one of those books that kind of flies under the radar. Nobody really thinks about it. This is the first appearance of Arnim Zola. He appears on the very last page of the book, and it's a great final page. Jack Kirby artwork. So yeah, this is a great book to have, and this is a beautiful copy. I may even send, before I drop it, I may even send this off to CGC, just because it is a gorgeous, gorgeous copy. Looks like it's probably like a 9.4, 9.6, as long as I don't drop it. Alright, so then I also got Captain America 230. I did not realize this book is actually kind of going for some money now. I mainly just wanted this because I love the cover, and but it's in excellent shape, and these sell for like $20-30. I guess just because it's Hulk versus Captain America, people think that's a minor key or something. Anyway, cool book, happy to have it. I don't think I had a copy of it before. I might have had a copy that was in really low grade, but I don't think I had a copy that was that nice. This is Captain America 277. I believe this is the first appearance of Zemo number 2, I think. I'm going to have to look it up because I can't remember. I just remember the cover. And because of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think this book's got a little bit of heat on it. So yeah, I think it's the first appearance of the second Zemo, but I'm not 100% sure on that. This is Captain America 282. I'm sure you guys know this issue. It's gone. They actually released a second print in silver ink, but this is the first print. This is first appearance of Jack Monroe as Nomad. I've had a few copies of this book over the years. This copy's nice. This is the one book that I got that was not perfect. As you can see, there's a little something there, a little kind of ding on the spine, but not bad. I mean, still probably like a 9.2 or something if I decided I wanted to get it graded. This was really cool. I had never seen this book before, at least not that I can remember, and I mainly wanted it because I loved the neon ink on the cover. So this is Captain America 310, but there's something I didn't know about this book when I got it. Like I said, I just got it for the cover because I love the orange neon ink on the cover. I thought that was really cool. And it's Captain America fighting War Machine, which I thought was cool. But inside this book, there is a subscription card that, of course, you know, sometimes stuff like that gets ripped out. But more importantly, this book came with, you ready for this? I had no idea. It comes with a Iron Man animated series Cerasil. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar, a Cerasil is kind of like a fake animation cell. It's made to look like the real thing, but it's very much not the real thing. But still, how cool is that? Like, that came inside the book. And I don't know if this book was like polybagged with that. I'm not sure. But still, I thought that was really neat. And that's a book I did not have. I've never seen it before. I didn't know anything about it. This was a book I think I showed you guys on my last haul, but I was extremely happy to get a second copy of it. And for those of you that watched my last haul, do you remember what this is? This is Iron Man number 332. Does everybody remember what I told you about this book when I showed it the last time? This will give you a hint. This is the final issue of the Legacy Iron Man title before they relaunched it with a new #1. I think it was when they were doing the Heroes Reborn or Heroes Return or whatever they called that whole relaunch that they did with like the Image guys doing all the books. So this is the last issue of the original Iron Man title. And talk about a low-ordered book. I mean, this cannot be a book that's out there in a lot, like plentiful supply. I wouldn't think. So happy to get that. I love Ron Lim's Silver Surfer, and I have tons of Ron Lim books from Silver Surfer. There's a few I'm missing, but I'm missing a lot of the early Ron Lim Silver Surfers, and for some reason these issues have always eluded me. This is Silver Surfer number 15 with the Fantastic Four, or at least Reed and Sue of the Fantastic Four. Cool book. This is Silver Surfer number 16, which kind of continues that story. The Invisible Woman possessed by the Soul Gems. And yeah, that's a cool book. And I've seen these before, but I never see them in good condition. They always seem to be beat up. So happy to find these. Also part of that same storyline, but again, hard books to find. And these actually do go for a little bit of money. This is Silver Surfer number 17. And the main thing about this that makes it desirable is this features the return of the Elders. And so these books, if you look in the price guide, they go for a little more money than like the other issues around them. They're just a little more desirable than some of the other issues from that time period. But that's 17 and 18. Great Galactus beating up the In-Betweener there on the cover. And then last but not least, from the Louisville Comics haul, an oldie but a goodie, Green Lantern number 48. Which this led into the whole Kyle Rayner becoming Green Lantern. I think Kyle Rayner makes a cameo on the final page of this issue, but this goes for a little bit of money now. Part of the whole Emerald Twilight story there on the top. But yeah, that's a cool book, and it's in great shape. So, okay, so all those books I just showed you from the Louisville Comics back issue haul, $30. Very happy with that deal. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Louisville Comics. Great shop, relatively new shop. Very happy to every time I go in there, I walk out of there happy. I love those guys. They're great guys. Okay, so these books I got from, I went to Retro Expo over the weekend. Scott Kenny, who has produced like some comic book pop culture shows, like when I say shows, I don't just mean conventions. I mean like he actually produced like a TV show, which I can't think of the name of it. Is it Pop Culture? I want to say Pop Culture Planet, but that's not it. It had Mark Hamill in it. It was really cool. Anyway, Scott is a great guy, really nice guy, and he's doing this show called Retro Expo. Brand new show, just started up in Dallas. So I went over the weekend and picked up some comics. There weren't just a ton of comic dealers in there, but I did find some really good deals. So this first batch, this came from a guy. These were $2 books, 4 $2 books, and then I got the last 2 were $3 books. So this is Uncanny X-Men number 280. Jim Lee cover, Andy Kubert art, but also features art by Stephen Butler, who did those Silver Surfer issues. This is the only issue of X-Men that Stephen Butler ever did art in. And so I figured, well, I have to at least get one copy so I can get him to sign it when he comes to Dallas Comic Show. Put that aside. That was a $2 book. This was a $2 book, and I was really surprised. Catwoman number 25, cover B. This is the cardstock variant. This is a $7 cover price comic book. And if I recall correctly, this was one of those books that was really hard to find without some kind of damage on the top and bottom of the spine. This copy's pretty perfect, so, or should I say perfect. Anyway, happy to get that. I apologize, that was terrible. Happy to get that. This is Detective Comics number 627. I think I just showed you guys a copy of this. I picked up somewhere else, but I always grab this book if I can find it in good shape. It's one of those thick DC books, and obviously an anniversary issue. Norm Brayfogle did an homage to the original Batman, first appearance of Batman cover. But because it's got this thick spine on it, it's hard to find where it's not all messed up on the spine. This copy looks like it's perfect, so $2. Ain't gonna say no to that. Superman number 365. It's just a Superman issue I didn't have, and this copy's in great shape. It's got a little bit of the spine roll, but I mean, this is like a printing thing. It's not like a bad condition thing. And Supergirl is the villain in this issue, apparently. This issue's villain, Supergirl. So yeah, I had to pick that up because I didn't have it already. And that is Ross Andrew and Dick Giordano doing the artwork there. These were $3 each. Avengers Curse of the Man-Thing number 1. This is the cover B featuring the Harrower on the cover. First appearance of the Harrower. I now have several copies of this book. When this book first came out, I could only get one, and now since then I've managed to pick up multiples. So why not? You know, as a spec book, you never know. And then I got another copy of Wonder Woman Annual 4, which is this is considered the first appearance of Yara Flor, the new Wonder Girl. And on the last page, it's her as like a little girl. So cool book to have, kind of a cool spec book. Okay, so those books, all of those books I just showed you were $14 because it was 4 $2 books and 2 $3 books. Making sure I got that right. All right, I know I'm going long here. I apologize. So let me wrap this up real quick. All right, so these books, now you're not going to believe this. I actually stopped by this one table. I almost missed this table because the guy had 2 comic boxes on the table. And I easily could have walked by and not even noticed, but I stopped to look at the comics, and I looked on the front of the boxes, and it said 5 for $1. 20 cents a comic? That's like 1970s prices. Come on. So I looked through to see if I could find anything, and I did. And I'm pretty happy with what I got here. So these were 5 for $1. So I spent, what was it, $4 or something in total? Yeah, crazy. Just absolutely crazy. All right, so we got Captain America Sentinel of Liberty #1. Because I got 20 books, so yeah, I spent $4. I almost felt bad. I mean, it was like, some of these are so cool. RoboCop #1 from Marvel Comics. It's a cool book to have. I've got a couple of these signed by Peter Weller, actually. Action Comics number 609. I always buy this cover when I see it because it's got this gorgeous Brian Boland Black Canary cover on it. Green Arrow annual number, I don't know if it has a number. It may just be, yeah, I think it's #1. Or it may just be annual 1991. What does it say right here? Does it say #1? I can't read that. God, it's so small. Well, it's annual 1991, whatever that is. So Green Arrow, Mike Grell, beautiful cover. I don't know if I have this book. I have a lot of the Mike Grell Green Lantern, or Green Arrow, sorry, Green Arrow. Green Arrow Annual 1, so that must not be Annual 1. It says 50th anniversary on that one. This is Green Arrow Annual 1, part of the Fables storyline that they did that crossed over with a couple different books. And then this is Question Annual #1, which is also part of the Fables storyline. So what am I missing? Because that was part 2, and this is part 3. So I can't remember what the part 1 is. I want to say it's Huntress Annual, but I could be wrong about that. I need to look that up. Anyway, that's a book I don't see very often. All those Question books are hard to come by. The Question Annual #2, I've never seen this book. I've never had this book that I'm aware of, and it features Green Arrow in a crossover. Justice League Europe, number 15, which this is the first appearance of somebody, but I cannot think of the character. It's like a minor key. But Justice League Europe 15, I want to say like Captain Chaos or something, but I can't think of the character. Justice League number 24. This is also a first appearance book, but again, I cannot think of the character. But this is like a super thick book. I don't know if you can tell. It's a really thick book. And this is a book, I never see this book. Or if I do, it's beat to hell. So this was a beautiful copy. So happy to get that for 20 cents. Justice League Europe Annual #1. I can't remember if I had this or not, so I just grabbed it because it was cheap. I was happy to get these because I like this series, and I think I've had all these before, but now I only have like the first issue. So I was happy to get like all of them together. So this is Shade the Changing Man #1, #2, JFK cover there, #3, #4, #5. I haven't had a chance to rebag these yet. #6, #7, and #8. I'm one of those people that when I go through bargain boxes, I don't just buy the first issue unless that's all they have. When I saw that he had all 8 of those back to back, I was like, sold. All right, so Secret Origins featuring the Teen Titans. This is Secret Origins Annual 3. Just a really cool, I mean, look at all these creators that you got here. Really cool lineup. It's a murderer's row of cool comic talent. And that's in good shape too. And then last but not least, I couldn't believe that he had this in the 5 for $1 box. 100 Bullets, First Shot, Last Call. This is a trade paperback that collects the first 5 issues. I believe. Yeah, the first 5 issues of 100 Bullets, which is a phenomenal series if you've never read it. And this was in the 5 for $1 box, and it's in pretty perfect shape. So I wasn't going to say no to that. Now, I got to this guy's box late, so I can only imagine what kind of stuff got pulled out of there. There were 2 long boxes, and I got to them pretty late, so I probably missed some really cool stuff. But, you know, for 5 for $1, you just can't beat that. All right, guys, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And my shout outs to Scott Kinney of Retro Expo, Ben Stevens. Had a lot of fun at the show. They're bringing it back, I think, later this year, so I'll mention that coming up. And then again, I want to mention Dallas Comic Show is coming back on August 21st, 22nd, so check out DallasComicShow.com for more info on that. For more info on me, Mark Walters, you can go to BigFanboy.com or DallasComicShow.com, or check out my film review show, Big Film Show, at BigFilmShow.com. Once again, I apologize for being late on this episode, but this is Mark's Comic Hall, y'all. Out. Please like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.